All right. Here we go. Let's start it. The picture on here. All right. Am I live or not? All right. Come on. Let's do it. All right. I think we're on. Yes, right now I dropped my pick. Oh, okay. Here it is. All right. So today we're talking about the word TET. TET is the ninth, because today is the ninth day of the fast. And so we're working on the word TET, and I'll show you that the word that David uses to elaborate the word TET that begins with a basket, that's the picture of a basket. He talks about the word tub, all right? He uses that word, and he mentions it four times, I'll show you, in those 8 verses. So he's elaborating on the word tub. Now, the word tub is the picture of the TET is the picture of a basket. And I explained that the basket, is used for the purpose of gathering all the thoroughly assembled products. Like when you collect loaves of bread and you put them in there and then you pass them out, you know. And so that's the whole idea of it's collecting the thoroughly assembled bodies, Um, and, thoroughly assembled is everything well connected. A finished product. So when you have a finished product, you go and collect them, pick them up, you put them in the basket, you collect them there, and then you go pass them out and distribute them. So the word of TET is for the work of distributing, right? And so, the word tub, because that's what he's elaborating, because tub is made out of the TET, it's made out of the vav for the connections, and it's made out of the I believe, yeah, the bed for the house. So it's the gathering, collecting, and dispensing of the thoroughly assembled house, okay, or the thoroughly assembled body, because a body is like a house is something. So, so whenever you see pictures like that, okay, let me see. Okay, I'm on. Whenever you see illustration like that in the scriptures he's talking about, so you realize that therefore, if it's the container, because it's like a container, everything that does the function of the basket, that's what you have to go with. In the Bible, God is concerned with the function of things. He's a creator, so he thinks that there's a certain function. We see it at the appearance, but God looks at the function of something that we made it for. He wants to see if it works according to the purpose for which He created it. So, if the tub means the basket or the container that gathers all the well-connected bodies or units, well assembled, then you're gonna see that the picture of the world being saved, by Noah, is the whole picture of tub. Because remember that he said that the whole world had become so wicked, the imagination of their heart was continually wicked. And so when God saved the world, that back then He saved them with the picture of good, because the whole world had become evil. So He did the picture of good. By that, what I mean, He put them in a container. The ark was a container. He gathered all the animals, which is the collected body of all of the living, in the earth, including the human beings. He gathered them all the assembled, thoroughly assembled, put them together in the container. So there represents the connected, the DNA that's connected for all the animals and all the flesh. They are in the ark, and then they were gathered, collected, and dispensed. The function of the basket, you see. So all of that is the picture of tub. So when you look at functionality, that's how you read the scriptures in the mind of the Creator. And so the whole world was saved in the picture of tub, in the illustration of tub, because God was showing that the whole world had become evil and corrupt. So he presented the word tub in the way that he saved the world. People don't connect that because they don't haven't learned the sacred alphabet code. But when you know it, and you know the functionality, there you can put, you can connect things and you see how things are. Even in the New Testament, they present you pictures like that, like when you hear the the miracle of the loaves, when all these thousands of people were fed, what did they use there? He sat the people, and then he collected the loaves of bread and put them in a basket, and then they dispensed them. So the bread was already made, so it was fully assembled product. So the collection of a fully assembled product, that's tub. Because they collected, they gather and dispense it. That's the whole picture of tub. And all of that is seen in the division of cells. All of our cells, are containers that gather all the DNA. And what is the DNA? It's the instructions of the thoroughly assembled body. So DNA has the instructions of this thoroughly assembled body. So all the connections. So the division of cells is the picture of tub. So that's why God, when everything He made, everything was alive and could self-duplicate and self-propagate. That was the whole idea of the brilliant, resilient garden. That's why the economies of men do not compare, because they are not things that propagate, that collect all that like our cells do. Every cell in our body does the illustration of tub, and every cell in animal flesh, all of them do the illustration of tub. So that's what God says. And He saw that they were tub, that they were good. He's saying that He saw that they functioned in such a way that each one of them was self-sufficient, so they did not need anybody to help them be who they are. The leopard, the cheetah, all the animals, the plants, they did not need all of us to help them become what they are. They had it in themselves. They had it written in their code to be that, and then when they were completely, they could duplicate and make more of themselves. That was the beauty. That is the beauty of the brilliant, resilient garden that God made. Now, when we create things in our economies, none of them are like that. They need manpower. They need us. And our ingenuity, and our intellect, and our time, and our effort. So everything in the retarded garden, I call it retarded. I mean, it's wonderful to you because you compare it with nothing else. But when I compare with the original garden, I call it a retarded garden because it doesn't compare. But still, it's a marvel. That in our intellect, we can create things, all the technology that we have nowadays. But I compare it with the original, and doesn't meet the standard. So in this retarded garden, I keep calling it, is we consume all of our energy and everything because He needs us to subsist. He needs manpower to continue. So in any case, I'm going to start today. Let me put this down. Let me see here. Let me lower this. Yeah, let me put it down. And so how are we doing here? Oh, all right. Oh, Brian, you got in. I'm getting a black screen. That's all you get? Oh, okay. Okay, you can hear me now. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. All right. Now, at the beginning, it took a while to just getting going, but I got it going now. Now, let me get out of here. There we go. All right. Okay. Can you see me now, I suppose? All right. Okay. Oh, I had it in the black screen. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I see. I hope you can see me now. I'm sorry, I was just sharing. I had the picture, I had this picture at the beginning. I don't know if you were to see that. I had this one. Oh, wow. So then it was being just black without that. I'm sorry to hear that, but I didn't see what the screen was in the back. In any event, okay. Let me see. Dime Torito. Yep, me too. I can hear you. Okay. You guys can only hear me. You cannot see me, right? Ah. Let me put the screen share here. I'm sorry. I forgot to share the screen. That's the problem. Ah, I forgot that. Oh, so foolish of me. Okay, I'm sharing the screen now. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me now? All right. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to share the screen. That's what happened. I had to just, I just had the video, but the video was just looking at me. I wasn't sharing. All right. I hope you guys can see me now, because let me see. I'm moving my picture all over the place here. Oh man, so I must have wasted all that time at the beginning, but you were able to hear my voice. In any case, Can you guys see my picture now? Jimmy and Brian, can you guys see me now? Oh, okay, okay. I'm in the picture. Now you can hear me and see me. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. At the beginning, I was talking and I had my picture over here. Let me see. Yeah, I had my picture here and I was talking. Let me see. I had this picture here. And I was explaining all the stuff that I was saying because I'm talking about TET. So let me talk a little bit back about this because I was pointing to this. The letter TET is a picture of a basket, okay? And the function of it is to gather. It's a container that gathers, collects, and dispenses. And so the functionality of distribution, okay? The distribution of thoroughly connected or thoroughly assembled goods. That's tub. And he illustrates the word tub, and he talks about that. And we'll get to that in the reading in a little while. But the first, let me go on. We're gonna sing an old song that I haven't sang it for many years, but I was thinking about it today because at the end of the reading today, he mentions, you know, how priceless is the word of God to him. So there's this verse in Psalm 19, verse 7. It says, "The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple." Okay, I'm sure glad you guys are there to tell me this. Otherwise, I would have stayed in the dark here. You know, I appreciate you guys pointing those things to me. So in any case, the statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eye. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgment of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. Dice, more to be desired are they than gold. Yeah. More than much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. So this is a song that I learned a long time ago. I was trying to remember it. That's why it took me a little while to start. But it starts with verse 7. Okay, and then the chorus goes to verse 10. And then it goes to verse 8 again. And then the verse 10. And then to verse 9. And then verse 10. So that's the way. So I won't be able to be pointing it up. But we'll start with verse 7 here. The law of the Lord is perfect. Okay, and then we're going to go to verse 10. But let me see if I remember. All right. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. And more to be desired than gold, yet how much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. Verse 10. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. 9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. Oh, the judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. Verse 10. More to be desired than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. Verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. Oh, the commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. Verse 10. motivate a sorrow they don't go, yet I must find gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. 9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. Oh, more to be this day than gold, yet I must find gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. I don't know if any of you remember that, but I sang a long time ago. But it's all verses from the verse 19, it's all from the Bible here, so that's why I love that one. All right, so let me put myself out of the picture here right now. All right, so okay, so we're doing. All right, if I found out that I could turn the screen in the middle of my recording, I didn't know I could do that. So that's something new to discover. Because I thought that once you get started, you cannot put the screen to share, but I found out with this incident that I can actually do that. So that's good. In any case, so that's for that. Now let's go to Psalm for today. Psalm 119 to the reading for today. And Psalm 119, yeah, here we go. And the verse today is, I believe, from 65 on to 72. Let me go to 65 here. Yeah, 65 is that. TET. Okay, we're doing the word TET here. I passed that. Here we go. All right, TET. Okay, it goes TET here. Thou hast dealt well with thy servant, O Lord, according unto thy word. Now, when you read in English, you don't see where the word tub. But I told you, the word tub has to do with good, right? So here, the word tub is found in the word well. Thou hast dealt well. This well here in the Hebrew is the word tub. Okay? Believe me, I looked it up. It's not that I know it. I had to go back and look at it. And you can see, I'll point it to you when I turn it to, it changes the order, but it's here. So, thou hast dealt well. So here, well, when I put there, it will show you, oh, but the picture's in front. Let me take myself out of the way so you can see it. Well, says, thou hast dealt well. Okay, so there it is, tub. See, T-O-B-E. And that's the word TET, the word for connections, you use the verb, and the bet, So those are the three letters. So that word well is translated like that. And there's another word, there's two words with good, and the other word is better. And that's translated also as tub. So let me read it. I'm taking all the numbers so I avoid confusion. Okay, let me get back to this. I'll put myself up here again. All right, here we go. All right. So, okay, yeah. Thou hast dealt well. Thou hast with thy servant, O Lord, according unto thy word. To the dabar. You done me good according to the word. I mean, you assembled me, you put me together, you made me to be a distributor of goods according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed in thy mitzvahs, in thy commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I kept thy word. Thou art tub again. Thou art good and dost good. Okay, you are tub and you do tub. Teach me thy statutes. We're going to be talking about this right now. Verse 68, we're going to concentrate. Because, what he does is what he is, and what he is what he does. That's something that we need to grab a good hold of these days. Because these days is a nation that is just full of a lot of talk, and there ain't no walk. In other words, they just talk a whole bunch, but they don't show it in the way they walk, in the way that they live, that they are what they say they are. So they say they are something, And just because they say it, you believe that that's what they are. No, you got to see in the talk, in the walk, that matches with the talk, and then they are what they are. But it's the way of life and the walk does not match with the talk. They ain't that. They are what the walk is showing. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking, because of the stuff that I'm doing right now, that's my way. The stuff that I'm doing, free video graphics for all the members of this group. That own their own businesses or are self-employed. Because to me, if you own your own business or are self-employed, to me you have the function of a father to your society, to your community, because you're acting like a provider, a producer, a protector of goods for them. So you're taking upon the role of a father, of the Aleph Bet, or what the Aleph Bet is about, the father. So because you already are in that position, it gives me great pressure to promote you, because you're already walking in the mindset and the functionality of the father. So I will gladly, freely promote you, because what does that do? What do I gain from this? I gain to experience the Father flowing out of me. That's what I get out of it. You see, that's my treasure. I want to witness the Father coming out of the Aleph Bet, And so I do it by what I say, let the acts show the facts. That's what you have to think. You gotta let the acts show the facts. Let what they're doing show that's what they are. In other words, don't let what they tell you they are be what you accept about them. Okay? But what they're doing, on the stuff that they're doing and they're practicing, let that be the thing that you know them to be. Okay? Because nowadays everybody has a big talk but no walk to show. So that's what this verse is concentrating here. It says, thou art good, you are useful and functional, and you function in a certain way. You are distributor of goods, and you do distribute goods. So teach me thy statutes, okay? Because he knows that God is what he says he is by the things that he does. Then he asks, then you can teach me. In other words, if you find somebody that he says he is something and he also does that, then you can tell, teach me about that, okay? Who am I going to bring in the picture right now? I'm going to bring Bill Gates, okay? Because he is standing for science, talking about vaccines, okay? But does he have any degree of science? Has he gone to medical school? He has no act. Therefore, he's got no facts to show. Okay? And then he calls himself a philanthropist. Okay? By philanthropist, it means a lover of mankind, a lover of humanity. And the word love, I told you, is Ahab in the poem that I shared the other day. That is the picture of Aleph Bet, and with the hay in the middle. And when you put the Aleph Bet, which stands for father, Ab stands for father, and you put the hay in the middle, means the strong animation, revealed animation of a house, or the strong revealed activation of a house. So when somebody works hard to keep your structure safe and intact and pure and doesn't allow it to be destroyed, doesn't do anything to work against destroying, but to keeping your structure strongly animated and strongly activated, that person is loving you. Okay? So he calls himself the lover. Is he activating our body, keeping it strong, providing the 300,000 plants that are edible for us, and working hard with all his money to bring us to the best health and longevity, from the original garden that we were supposed to be eating from? Because we were not born vaccine deficient. We were born deficient of the original garden because we only have 200 of those plants available in industrialized nations. Why, if he loves humanity so much, why doesn't he work in that area? Okay, so then I will call him a philanthropist. But if you just want to give me a little vaccine, you are not loving my body. You just want to make money off of me. So let your acts show the facts. If somebody is good and he's showing you good, then you can say, you can teach me something. You can tell me something. Okay? But if they themselves deny it, then you don't have to listen to them. Like, for example, the big giant right now that all the churches and synagogues and everybody's afraid is of science, right? Because science, seems to have the answer, seems to tell people, in the name of science, you got to go home and stick in there because a virus can kill you. And in the name of science, so science seems to be the big threat. But to me, science committed suicide, cut off their head, and served it to me in a platter since 2011. Okay? Science has invalidated themselves. Why? Because of what this verse says. You are this and you do this. You are good and you do good. And then therefore you can teach me, right? Science calls themselves science. And science means knowledge, right? The word science means knowledge, that you know something. Now, if that's what you major in knowledge, and therefore that's why we trust you, because you know stuff. and you call yourself knowledge, because that's what the word science stands for, that means you should know your subject at least more than 50% of your subject. You should have mastered at least more than 50% of your subject to say that you have a handle on something. You should know at least more than 50% of the knowledge in the universe. You should have more than that percent of the knowledge that exists, around, to you to call yourself knowledge, right? That's just, but there's a book that was written in 2011 by a guy right, Richard Panic, okay, and it's called The 4% Universe. You can look it up in Google. 4% Universe by Richard Panic. And I remember that name because when I thought about it, it says, if I wrote that name and I represent science, I would be a dick that's panicking, But that's why I remember. So Richard Panic is the name of the author. But he got all these scientists to sign in and join him and saying, yeah, all scientists have agreed, I said that most of the, that only about 4% of the stuff that is in the universe is physical material that we can measure and test, with our instruments that we have nowadays. Only 4% of that is material that we can measure and test with instruments. The rest of it is dark matter and dark energy. And we don't have any way to measure that yet. So what are they saying in that book? And then all the other scientists can go, oh, yeah, that's the fact. A bunch of them. So I tell you, hey, this Goliath, I don't even have to raise a sword to kill him, like David did. Because this one just hang himself and gave me the head on a platter. Because by saying that they do not know how to measure what the 99% is, matter and dark energy and dark matter, then what they're saying is that they are 96% in the dark. It's another way of saying we're ignorant. So if you're 96% ignorant of the universe, how dare you take the title of knowledge from you to yourself? You don't qualify to have the title of knowledge. If the only thing you qualify to have as knowledge only 4% of the universe, and you do not know 96%, so you're not entitled to have the title of science. It doesn't belong to you. You already disqualify yourself by your own statement. So you say, if they say something they are, and that's in practice, that's what they are. So they say they're knowledgeable, right? Because they call themselves science. But in practice, they say that we only have 4% knowledge of it. So your practice does not match that you're knowledgeable. You're an ignoramus, because that's more what you are when you only have 4% knowledge of everything. You're an ignoramus. And even in this 4% of the physical universe, you haven't gone and explored all the physical universe there is, according to your science, right? You haven't even gone anywhere else yet. So let's put it in. You're called 99% ignorant because you haven't really gone there and conduct scientific methods physically and all of that in all those planets to know what they are all about. Okay? So that's what it stands for, So if you only know 4% of the material, you cannot take the title of science. That's how I look at things, because that's why I don't fear these stupid giants. Science means nothing to me. That by that time they killed themselves in 2011. You see that they are dead. They're a dead art in the sense that they themselves don't believe in themselves. What do I mean by that? Science does not believe in science, because how come they bring you a guy that is not even a scientist to talk to you about vaccine? That means that they don't believe in science, because they don't believe, since they committed suicide, they died in 2011 by writing that book, and you didn't even realize it. Science is so stupid that they say that we are ignorant, but we're still going to use the title because you're so stupid to understand. Okay? They're not to be feared. They're completely ignorant. God knows better than anybody else. All right? So what it is if they themselves don't believe in science because they're bringing somebody, it's just like somebody telling you, in the name of the car industry of mechanics and all of that, I'm going to have Castro fix the car for you. You're going to have me fix the car. You're going to be in bad luck. Your car will never get fixed with me because I don't know anything about mechanics. But if somebody's going to respect the art of fixing cars, they're not going to take somebody that has no knowledge to put him there in the front to fix it. You see? Because that means they themselves don't believe. The ones that recommend that, they don't believe in the art of repairing vehicles. The same science do not believe in science because they're presenting people that do not represent science, like stupid, Bill Gates that have no knowledge of science to talk there, as if he, just because he's got money. Money does not equal science. Get that to your thick head. So if they say they're good, but the good does not match what they are, they're not that at all. Science is not science nowadays. Science is an ignoramus. That's what is. What's that? What it is. And you listen to ignoramus. Why do you want to believe on those that do not believe in them, that they themselves don't believe in science? These people that are supposed to be, they themselves don't believe in science, because if they really believe what science is about, they will dare never bring somebody like Bill Gates to talk to you about vaccines. We'll only bring people that have, degrees and have studied this stuff. All right? As simple as that. So they don't match. Don't be deceived, people. That's why the way I'm doing things, I'm talking to you about the alphabet, that I'm rejoicing in acquiring the mindset of the Father. So what do? I go do things like a father does. I want to strengthen the children. All the kids, everybody here, you're like my kids in here. So if you're in business, I want to promote your business. I want you to be rich. Even though I know I call it a retarded garden, but I want you to be rich in this retarded garden. I still get to enjoy the Father in me as I do that. But the thing, I want you to be leaders in this. Don't be too attached to this, because it's a retarded garden after all. But attach yourself to this letters that I'm giving you, that give you the mindset. Because this is my way, by the way, of rebelling against the status quo of religion nowadays. Religion nowadays just sits there, collects money, and don't do anything to promote, the parishioners or the people that come into the church. Imagine if only 1% of the priests and rabbis and everybody that gathers in congregation will start doing what I'm doing in this little group. They will start giving money away whenever you show up to the service or to shul or to whatever, and as they answer questions, they will give money away. And if anybody was in their business, they start promoting their business. Imagine how strong the church will be, or the synagogues will be if they were doing that. Just if only 1% was doing that. Okay? Since I don't see anybody do it, that's why I do everything completely the opposite. All right? Completely the opposite the way that it's being done, because obviously that has not worked. And now when the so-called ignoramus that people call science, the ignoramus, seers, leaders of our time, the so-called science that they pretend to be, when they scare them like that because they're stupid to see that they are not, and they themselves committed suicide in 2011, okay, and they pay attention to that, there you are. You're reinforcing the stupidity. They're telling you we're stupid already. We only know 4%, so we're stupid. But think, and we know that we're stupid because we recognize, we study that, and we're recognizing that. But if you still think that we are scientists, we're going to tell you what to do. Okay? The same thing with the people, the governors here. What is a nation? A nation stands by the Constitution. A nation is what the Constitution say it represents, and we're supposed to be there. So those people are your governors, like this Gavin Newsom, all these people that they swear that they're going to uphold the Constitution, okay? And so the moment they start breaking it, that means they don't believe in the Constitution. That's what they're telling you. They don't believe in the Constitution. And so if people that don't believe in the Constitution, they tell you to do something against the Constitution, and you listen to them, guess what? You also don't believe in the Constitution. And you deserve to be taken with their foolishness. You're only reinforcing their rebellion, reinforcing their ignorance. You do the same to science when you pay attention to people like Bill Gates that's no scientists at all. Because they themselves, they know that science is dead, since they do not qualify to have that title by admitting that they only know 4% of everything in creation. Okay, so they are saying that they're ignorant. And also the people that do not uphold the Constitution, the ones that enforce them, and you join the army of the useful idiots that reinforce their rebellion, and that's why they feel powerful. Oh, look, they're there. They're wearing the mask. They're believing in us. We are authority. So these stupid guys that don't believe in the Constitution, they already destroyed the nation. So by you following you also don't believe in the Constitution. Okay? And so you reinforce, you just become a reinforcer of that by just keeping quiet and not doing anything. All right? So I'm just telling you, that's why this is important to know that the acts, let your acts show the facts. That's what I'm coming with up now. So I'm letting my acts show the facts. Okay? I'm doing things that nobody else is doing because I want to set the example. Because I said to God, if I'm going to do the ministry, if I'm going to do anything to serve humanity, I'm going to do it in a way that represents the Father in his full regalia, in his full regal way of manifesting himself upon creation. That he does everything free. Since I've learned to just live on very little, but yet I love learning a lot, so I have to learn all these programs, and now it's very easy for me to do them. I have a whole bunch of set. I can just, generate here and there, just send it out. Even in the midst of my work, I can do all of this because that's my passion. I love to learn. So I have learned all kinds of programs for this and that. So I'm going to put them available to enrich everybody in this group because I want to show the character of the Father. That's what a father does. He provides, he protects, he provides the AAA. He makes you acceptable in the beloved Torah, that you line up in there so that your mind is set up for the right direction. Okay? So let me keep going here. Verse 68. Thou art good and does good. Teach me thy sport. I can see that what you say you are, that's what you do. Now you can teach me. That's what you need to do with people. Okay, I can see that what you say matches what you are. No, learn about the concept, the definition of things. That way you will not be taken by anybody. All right, so then when somebody, what they're telling you matches what they say, then that's what they are. Soros, the Soros and this Bill Gates, they call themselves lovers of mankind, philanthropists. They don't deserve to have that title. They're haters of humanity. That's exactly their acts show that they are haters of humanity. They're not lovers of mankind. Why you keep on thinking that they're not philanthropists? Those doctors that went and spoke out there in front of the White House and they were losing their jobs and everything, those are the lovers of mankind because they were telling the facts of what can help keep a strong constitution, a strong body, different treatments that are available, and exposing the lies of the fake science, the ignoramus that call themselves scientists. So to me, those are philanthropists. Okay, let the acts show the facts. Don't let just the talk be everything and that ignore the walk. This has to stop. So in verse 69 it says, the proud have forged a lie against me, but I will keep thy precepts with my whole heart. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in thy law. Verse 71, it is good, tub again. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. I had a whole sermon to give here, but I don't have the time now. But yeah, it is good. I'm thankful for all the bad things that happened to me. That I had my stroke, when I was overweight and all of that. All these things happened to me because he forced me to learn the right way of taking care of myself. And therefore attach myself to the right instructions and collect those instructions to keep a strong constitution, a strong body. And since 2003, I had never gotten sick since I've been following more of a kosher diet than anything else. Okay? And so it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. And also the word afflicted in the Bible talks about people that fast. Because people that fast, when the expression, I afflicted my soul, those are people that do fast. So it's good that I get into fasting because fasting taught me so much about how, economical is this body. To the fact that, people think that right now I'm making a lot of money. Nah. I used to make last year when I was doing this gig for the, because the translation for the immigration, which is not happening right now, because since the pandemic started, all these asylum interviews came to a halt. So I'm out of that one. But with that one, that was mostly my job last year. So that was paying like $33 an hour and more. You see? But since that's taking, and that was because I'm like a subcontractor under that. I was working most with that. But since those calls stopped, I went back to just the salary of a regular thing that I work in this company. And that's just $15 an hour. That's all I'm making right now. $15 an hour. So it's not like I'm making a lot of money this year. And it was pretty good last year. So, but this year, I'm just like the average Joe, like everybody. But with this, I can still do what I'm doing. You realize what I'm doing? I give him prizes every week. I'm setting up programs to help my fellow Dabarians in this group. See, only one person can put it all to work. So this is just to tell you, that when you learn the alphabet, you enjoy the mindset of the Father. Then you enjoy being consuming the least to do the most, because that's what you define as success in this world. When there's a product, a car that consumes the least, gasoline, but gives you the longest mile range as a success, But something that consumes a lot and gives you very little in return as a failure. So that's the way you have to look at people. The people that need the least from anybody, but they are ready to do everything for everybody, those are what you should call a success. The same measure for success you should be called to people. But the whole idea is you think when you become rich and you hoard everything from everybody, that's a success. No, that's not a success. That's a big failure. But you need the least to, and you can do the most for everybody. That's when you're a success as a human being, because that's how everything is a success in this world too, in every product and service. Okay, so verse 72 says, "The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver." And in this verse, the word "better" is tub. The law of thy mouth is tub. It's the basket that collects the assembled products of the Torah, the whole things put together in there. And having that, that to me is more, more precious, is more valuable than thousands of gold and silver, that innumerable amount of gold and silver. In other words, the value of it for what you were created. You were created to reflect the Father. Having all the gold and all the silver in the world will not teach you, the Aleph Bet, will not teach you the mindset of the Father. And therefore, if I was made for the mindset of the Father, what use it is to me to get all the silver, all the diamonds, all the rubies, and that does not teach me the purpose for which I was created, then it's useless. But when you know the purpose for which you were created, that the best that man can be is to walk in the mindset of the Father of the Aleph Bet, when you know that, then everything else becomes useless, because then the only thing that equips you to follow that purpose is the Torah, the teachings ordering, regulating all humanity. And therefore, you have found, the mother lode of treasures, because that's you understand what the purpose is for. All right, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to stop here because tomorrow is a big busy day, because I got to do this thing and I got to do it earlier. I have to prepare for the prizes and the lesson I'm going to do, which is the next letter that follows. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was good to have you here and telling me what's going wrong. I learned a few things too. So I appreciate you guys. And let me close. Okay, let me close with a commercial. I think I had a commercial here. Let me put it in. Yeah, I think I have it, right? Oh yeah, let me put this. This is a reminder for tomorrow. And I also had the other commercial for Dwayne Sanders. This is the guy that is in my group, but he's into real estate. So I made something for him here. Let me see if I find it. Here we go. All right, play that. That's what we're doing, fellas. We're going to promote everybody's businesses. Because, you act like a father to your community, I'm going to be there promoting you. All right, so that's it. Amen. All right, may the Lord bless you and keep you guys. May you grow in the Dabar, and once again, I'll see you tomorrow, my fellow Dabarians. I love you and God bless you.